He wants
those.
He is. No, he is.
Yeah. Hold tight, Nico, man.
He's putting names in there for formalities.
He's gone to wear Wolves.
A rumor, and by the way, Todd, I heard a rumor, bro, and you know the rumor I heard, and I know you know I know. So please don't get him.
Silence, because the last time we spoke,
that's a bit of a mad move, a bit of a taste of our own medicine. Yeah.
And welcome to another episode of Keep It 90, of course, sponsored by none other than Spotify.
Let's go.
We in the building, guys. Euros is popping.
Yes. Kicked off.
The sun's out today, but
yeah.
Before we get into the football, how's you guys' weekends been? What's been going on? Anything new?
You wanna?
You can go first,
bro. Yeah, I had a great weekend. My baby sister got married.
Yes.
So
I was in attendance.
So yeah, which is one of them days that just go perfectly, like in terms of the whole feeling of the day. Yeah, man, proper enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Pictures look lovely, great family moments, man. So yeah, that one's gonna live on forever, isn't it? Really. So that was my weekend, man.
Yeah, sun wants to come out now rather than on the weekend.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, it's cool. we need a summer over here, so I ain't gonna complain.
And it didn't stop the vibes, did it?
Not at all.
Exactly.
So that's
vibes can't done.
Most important.
And you, Copes?
Boy, I ain't get up to too much, Mrs. broke her ankle the week before, innit? So
what?
Yeah. So I was just Mr. Handy. I was basically Jeffrey for the. I've been Jeffrey for the last week.
Yeah, man, and doing everything. You just
I've been Jeffrey the last week, innit? So,
was she milking it like, you can go get me this?
Low key, like, so there'd be certain commands I'd be looking like, it's only one leg,
you can do that.
Your hands are working, but alright, say night.
I don't get in trouble,
Yes, sis.
But you know what? Quick recovery, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Blessings and love,
100%.
always. Prayers over.
Yeah, no, apart from that, it was good again.
How did she break her ankle?
War in the grass, out at the back, off the decking. Yeah. So it happens. Now she's resting up.
Yeah.
We've had everyone come and help us, so that's been good.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
cool.
I've not been a one man just running around like a headless chicken. So but it's been good. And then on Sunday we went to the in-laws and watched the matches. Match there anyway. So been a decent weekend.
Nice.
And then,
speaking of matches.
Oh, you know. Oh yeah. What?
Oh yeah. I mean, we kind of had the same weekend, innit? So it's like I'm not gonna go reiterate the same thing. But yes, of course, Prince's baby sister got married. So congrats, of course. Mm-hmm. It was an amazing day, honestly. Like, just family, love, vibes, all of that. It's just puts you in good spirits, in it. Just make you start off your week really good. So, shout outs again, congrats. We missed a lot of football on Saturday, though.
Yeah,
we missed quite a bit of football.
Some good games.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you watched the games on Saturday, so you want to kick off with some of those? I don't know because Euros is here, so we got to talk about Euros.
We might as well start with the opener, no?
Let's start with the opener because I watched that opener.
What was the opener?
It was Germany and Scotland on the Friday. Yeah, and I watched that opener, and I need a flashback because I said to people, Germany might just go and win the whole thing. They kicked off that tournament.
There was someone talking hot in the comments, like, don't know what that first ball was talking about.
Yeah, that's cool because I'm a circle back to them comments if they pick it up. Do you get it? Because don't delete your comment. Actually, we need to go grab a screenshot of that. Yeah, because I said it. I don't know what it is about this. When I said Nangles, when I knew Nangelsman was going there, I said because don't think I know people always say nah. And I had this discussion in my group chat. Someone said, the Germany team's not the same. And I'm like, look, they've got very good players in that squad. And they are putting a man that knows how to manage a team. You cannot write them off. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The way Havertz, do you know what I mean? Like, our boy. You know what I'm saying?
Our boy.
Why? Where's the
our boy?
Our boy.
You get me? My Champions League winner. You get me? My Champions League winner. Yeah. Know this, yeah? Big CLs, yeah.
Relax.
But anyway, no. On the real though, the way Havertz ended the season, we know what works was on this whole season. Yeah. Musiala's like, come on, they had pieces all over the place. You get me? They got Neuer, who's a veteran. Like they had a lot of pieces, and I said to myself, nah, people are not going to sleep on this German team like that. And look how they started.
Can't be slept on still. Like the way they started that competition was just like, yo, we're here.
And you're
Scotland
in our
had no
ground.
response.
It's our turf.
It's rude.
Do you know what I mean? And I felt a bit sorry for Scotland and shout out to the Scotland fans as well. I really want to shout them out because they did not stop there. And even when they got their consulate, it was just like they celebrated that. They were there in noise, and their kit, by the way. Oh
their kit's
my
nice.
days!
The
That
nice.
kit
I can't remember it.
It was like the dark, very dark blue and yellow. It is such a bang. The kits actually for a lot of the Euro
I think
teams.
they've 8.
They are banging. England, France, even Germany's kit.
I don't
Scotland.
like England's first one. I like the blue one though.
And then even
even
down to Netherlands, they got a very clean. Even though it's always orange, but clean. But anyway, that's off topic. Not gonna lie, man. Germany, and I'm sticking with them as well. That's me.
Yeah, they looked dangerous. Like they looked dangerous. Like attack, defense. Like it was actually such a good watch. Like that was an opener.
That's how it was.
That's an opener.
And their goal was only a deflection. I mean, it wasn't Rudiger's fault. So it was like.
I mean, it was a good header still.
Why are you not saying your boy?
That is my boy. Always. That's my boy
down.
Rudiger, man.
Hold
That
it
is,
down,
you know
man.
what I mean? I miss him. I could do him at Chelsea right now. You know what I'm saying? But Germany kicked off the way I expected.
The way they're supposed to, and it's quite nice to see one of the big nations go. We're just gonna stomp our authority from game one. From game one, we're gonna show you what we're about.
Yeah.
No, like some man, yes, but we'll get over there anyway. So all right, cool. So that was the Friday game. What was next?
Saturday we had Hungary versus Switzerland. We had Spain versus Croatia, Italy versus Albania.
So how did them games? Because did you watch all the games?
I watched all of them, but I had the Hungary game sort of in the background. So don't quote me on that one. But I watched Spain Croatia because to me that was the biggest game out of
them. Of course, massive game.
That was a good game. It was a good watch. I think because also the Spain team, obviously we were all around for when we watched them get back to back major championships all them years ago.
With the greats.
Yeah. And we've sort of seen how they sort of dipped over the last couple of years. So it was interesting to see what they were going to pull out the bag this time around.
Yeah.
And I mean, they delivered. I mean, it was interesting because obviously Croatia, you don't really realize it until the game started, but it's actually an aging team.
Yeah, very much so, man.
But, they tried to put up a fight. I think they actually had more possession in the end, actually. I think one of the stats was at the end of the day, they actually had more possession by the end of it.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, surprisingly. But, it's just Spain just showed their class a bit. I mean...
who scored for them?
Carvajal, Morata,
that was it.
Ruiz.
Yes.
Oh, so Alvaro Morata's still leading the line as well,
what's his name? What's the young 16-year-old?
Yamal.
He had a really good game.
I heard about and
really good game.
People are saying, because obviously a lot of people are saying like he's the truth, like he's the you know what I mean. I know they've hyped up Fatty, they've hyped up a lot of players, Gavi and all these, but they're saying this is the one.
He looks the real deal. I mean, even he got the assist for Carvajal. He sort of cut in on his left and then he whipped it in. But yeah, he looks good. I mean, I was having that debate the other day, actually. I think it was yesterday about Ansu Fati and all them lot. And I think Barcelona messed him up, but I guess that's another story for another day. But He looks the truth. He looks composed in that Spanish
for
team.
someone so young as well.
I
think
16.
It's about 16.
He's a baller still.
Someone was saying he should still be doing his GCSEs or something like that. He must have just finished them exams or whatever they do in Spain.
Yeah, he's just finishing.
No, he was quality, and even Morata. It's interesting because again he scored, and apparently he's not got a bad record in the Euros. Actually,
no, he doesn't. He does turn up on internet for internationally.
Yeah,
he does his. Morata always does his.
Which is interesting because for club he just sort of floats.
But you know what the thing is with Morata as well. I like him because even though he ain't like you said, clubs, it's like he floats around and he doesn't really hit the ground running. He did at a point, but it's like he's always stayed at top clubs though. He's never actually, his quality of club, if you look at where he's played, it's insane for the form that you see him have as well.
But it's just interesting because when you do look at those clubs, it's not the greatest.
No, it's not the greatest records, but his club record in terms of like the clubs he goes to, you know what I mean? He's gone from Juventus to Athletic. Like it's very high.
I don't know how he does it.
Even at Chelsea, like you know what I mean?
Chelsea. Didn't he have 2 stints at Real Madrid?
Yeah, he's somehow anyway.
I don't know how he does it, but
it's the wolf in sheep's clothing, isn't it? It's just like, listen, here's my highlight reels, man.
Well, he does his thing, but shout out to Morata for scoring.
But shout out to them, and like I said, they look good. I was also analysing what's his name, Nico Williams as well, because we've been linked with him, Arsenal.
Yep.
He looked all right. There was a few times where I thought maybe he could have got an assist here and there. So he's one to watch. He's got a buyout
Yeah,
clause.
I like Nico Williams a lot as well.
How much is his buyout clause?
It's like 50 million, something like that. But
in and around
Yeah,
that.
no, I'm good still.
But the problem is apparently it's his wages. Rumor has it he's the one in 300 grand. But rumor.
Because
How old is
Chelsea
he?
was
How old
looking
is
at him
Nico
at one
Williams?
point
Like,
as well.
It's like what, 20? 21?
Yeah,
He's not.
21.
And
He's
his
young.
wages are on free.
No, he wants those.
He wants those.
He is. No, he is.
Yeah. Hold tight, Nico, man. Stay where you are.
But I'll say allegedly because I don't want to put it on him. But that's what I keep
No,
seeing.
there is
That's the reports I keep seeing.
How
because
dare
even
you.
when Chelsea, I think Chelsea was sniffing around as well, looking at him, and I think
Who has the highest wages at Chelsea?
Sterling. I
Sterling?
believe it's Sterling. Yeah,
Who has the highest
yeah,
wages?
yeah.
It's Havertz, right?
Must be Havertz.
It must
Yeah.
be Havertz for you lot.
Yeah.
He got a good pay, I swear.
Because if you're coming from Chelsea,
Yeah,
you
he
got
came from Chelsea. You got to
I
give him.
can't lie. It's like, listen, the way I'm living right now, I can't take a pay cut.
Yeah,
You
no, I
gotta
hear it,
do
I
me
hear
right.
But the only difference between two of them is one of them's actually earning it. You know what? Anyway, season's done. So yeah, all right, cool.
Who
So
earned what? What's that?
I was saying Sterling, like at least like with Havertz, he's earning something. Do you know what I mean? It's worth. You know what I mean? There's some worth there. But I'm not. But I don't want it. No bad energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get there. So and then what was the next game? It was Italy versus
Albania.
How did that game go?
That was
Because I've been really interested in this Italy team because that's another one that I believe no one really, because like you said, the greats that they've had, you know what I mean? It's not exactly the same. How did they play?
It was a good game. I mean, it was mad actually because the game went on. I quickly went into the kitchen, came back out. It was 1-0.
Okay, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they scored in 22 seconds.
Oh,
So
snap.
for anyone that went to thought they could go get a drink and come back and like...
Little kick off. Yeah. I'm not going to miss nothing under 1 minute.
It was done. Like they scored the goal and I was like, oh, sugar. So to me, it was like, all right, how are they going to come back from being 1-0 down so soon? But Bastoni, beautiful header.
Okay.
I didn't realise how tall he was as well, by the way.
Yeah, he's a tall guy.
Yeah, climbed over, I can't remember who it was, and just, straight, solid header, boom, equalised it. And then, oh my gosh, who scored is it Barella, that's his name. Oh my gosh,
Good
sweet
baller.
Yeah, he's a
sweet
baller
volley.
still.
Sweet volley.
He can strike a ball still.
Sweet volley.
Okay.
But then just generally across the play, they were in cruise control. Italy. It was one of those. It was similar to the Germany game, like because I must admit, one thing I've been looking at the bigger teams is when they pop on the screen, like how many pass complete in the possession, and Italy for the most part was in cruise control.
Yeah, I could imagine. I expect that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be keeping an eye on Italy. I think a lot of people are also sleeping on them. I got more faith in Germany, but Italy they got some pieces.
Yeah, I got more faith in Germany and Spain before I have faith in Italy. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I respect that.
no,
I think I got a bit more faith in Italy than I do Spain, though.
Really?
You think?
Yeah.
Spain is edging it for me.
Italy's got some a bit more. No, you're right. It's about even. Actually,
Yeah,
I'll
because
say
the thing
that.
is with Italy is, with all due respect to Albania, it was Albania.
Yeah.
So
in comparison to Croatia, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you watch, you have to take with a pinch of salt. And I just feel like you look at that German team, you look at that Spanish team. I think they have a bit more than the Italians. Like Chiesa's not been playing that great since his knee injury, for example.
And that's what I mean. Like with Chiesa, I'm a big fan of him, and this is the chance. Like this is the opportunity to really take the
Even
game
Scamacca wasn't that great.
No,
I'm surprised at that.
Yeah,
actually.
I thought, let me see what he's about, and he didn't really impress me. I mean, he was had a few wayward shots, but apart from that, there was nothing that I was like, oh, I'm a bit fearful of him. But I think it was just generally an all round good performance by Italy. But I'd probably put Spain and definitely Germany above them. I just think, Germany just looked too good from like top to bottom.
Albania had one shot on target throughout that whole game.
and that was the goal.
Yeah. And then in comparison to Italy, 17 shots and 5 shots on target.
Okay, so
Albania
it was
had
real
8 shots
dominance.
and
It was
one. We can just tell, who was
was
probably
real
the most
dominance.
dominant one there. But again, it's Albania.
yeah.
No shade.
But it's just the reality, isn't it?
It is. What can I say?
Yeah, I hear you.
Moving on to yesterday's games, Poland versus Netherlands. So I did watch some of that, and I don't know. I feel like it felt like a fair game, to be honest. I think Netherlands just kind of had that extra boom, because who was it that came off? Gakpo.
Yeah.
Gakpo came off.
And he had a few chances.
He had a few chances. He came off, and then Weghorst came on.
Yep.
Scored a goal, sealed it.
And you know, I had a funny feeling he was going to do that though.
Yeah.
That's so Weghorst, isn't it?
Yeah.
For his
Yeah,
country,
Doesn't love.
he's so like that. And I didn't actually know he's still at
Burnley.
He's still at Burnley.
Yeah, he's still a Burnley player.
After all this time, he's still a Burnley player. I actually don't know how long he's been there now.
So he was at Burnley all this
before,
time,
yeah,
then he went to
United and all of that.
Burnley.
Yeah, he's still a Burnley player after all of this. So
I forgot.
Yeah, literally, it was only when the commentator said it, I said, "Oh yeah, he's still a Burnley player." So but I had a funny thing. Yeah, I can't say I was too impressed by like Netherlands. I can't say I was actually really impressed. To be fair, Ake had a good game. Ake got saved by Van Dijk a couple of times. No, Van Dijk got saved by Ake a couple of times. And I can't say I was really that impressed with them. I wanted a little bit more from Memphis as well. I wanted a bit more from him. Gakpo, I wanted a bit more from him. And who's the winger again that came on?
That came on. I know Xabi Simons started on the right.
Simmons I weren't impressed by as well, man. There was just a lot of...
Frimpong came on for him, I think, at some point in the second half.
Yep.
What I would say is what was quite nice to watch, actually, is when they started losing a bit of control of the game, they started bringing on some of these players, which... I feel like if you want to get far in this tournament, you've got to start showing what your bench can do. If the starters if they can't pull out the bag, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice to see Workhorse came on, done his thing. Frimpong came on, done his thing. You're seeing that, we've got a few people that if we need to change things up, because again, Memphis started, and I think he missed one or two chances that I thought, you could have done a bit better.
Yeah.
And then having the likes of Workhorse, it gave them something different, and it shows that you can switch up the tactics.
Game changers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can go back to just getting the ball in the box and getting it to your target, man. And actually, I have a funny fact as well. Did you lot know that this was Van Dijk's first Euros?
Really?
Yeah.
What happened to him in the last one then?
I don't know. This is Van Dijk's first Euros. That was his first ever Euros win. That's his first Euro competition. I saw that and I was like,
how though?
Yeah.
Has he not been playing for country for?
This is his first Euros, and you know what?
So what happened in?
That's what I'm thinking.
Let me
4
even
years
double
ago?
check. Let me
Was
even
he
triple
injured?
check.
Were the Netherlands in the last one? Oh, you're making me think that they weren't even in the.
I'm sure they were.
Did they qualify?
Did they crash?
They might not have
crashed
qualified.
out
They
early.
might not
I
qualified.
think, because there's no way they qualify and he's not there.
Yeah. So that was his first ever Euros win, ever. Crazy, innit? When you think about Van Dijk, and obviously
Van Dijk.
Yeah, they compare him to Terry, and but you know what? Anyway, so
who were you cussing now?
Yeah,
I'm just saying that some fans say he's the greatest centre back ever.
It's a team sport. The whole team can't get to these tournaments.
Hey, Vidic and Ferdinand, and there's just some, you know what I'm saying?
Alright.
And then what was the next game?
You had
then
Slovenia and Denmark.
No, I didn't watch
that
too much of that game, you know.
Ericsson scored though, I know that.
Yeah, Ericsson scored. I didn't watch too much. Again, it was me sort of just...
I saw Ericsson's goal though. It was a good
Yeah.
goal. Good take.
It was for me. It was for that game. More for me was having a look at Sesko, even though we can't get him anymore. It was just to sort of take a look to see, like, all right, let's see what
could I have had?
Yeah, what could we have had?
But you didn't see much, so then you know what I mean, for the price that he was. You know what I mean? Like, it's calm, man. Sesko, you stay over there.
There was spurts. So I was like, okay, he looks decent, but. Again,
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Sesko though for this tournament anyway, because of the hype around him. Where was he going? Where's he? Then it looked like he was literally going straight to Arsenal, and then obviously it kind of changed. It's like, but because there's so much hype around him still. Yeah, he's got pressure on him. Can you live up to it? That's the question, man.
I feel like this new age of we'll get onto it anyway, but this new age of like transfer rumors, I feel like everyone just hypes it up too much anyway.
Yeah,
I feel like some rumors come out of nowhere
that,
to try drum up some other stuff, but we'll get into that anyway. Before we get there.
Yo, it's Prince. It's Keep It 90. Where's all my gamers at? Make sure you follow us on Twitch and YouTube. And you know what? If you think you're ready, if you think you got the skills, come join us. Let's see what you're made of, man.
Obviously, game of the tournament, the best Euros game I've seen thus far. It was an amazing performance. Southgate, you're the man. Serbia versus England, guys. No. Thoughts, guys. Thoughts, please. Let me know your thoughts.
Exactly what I said. We're not getting nowhere with this guy. I'm sorry. That's it. It's done.
Was terrible.
It's not coming home. You know what it is? This England team, when you look at them, is so amazing. I kid you not, yeah? God be my witness. So I was at my nan's yesterday, obviously Father's Day. So I was and happy Father's Day, by the way.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I want to throw that out there.
That's one.
But that's what I did. That's what I said. I got to throw that out there. I forgot about that. And big up all the fathers that tune in as well. Happy Father's Day to all of you.
Happy Father's Day.
So I was at my nan's and I was there. Me, my dad, my brother. Do you know what I mean? And we was all talking about the wedding and the England game. Obviously, we were watching it. And England started out well. Like they started okay. I was like, okay, yeah, things were looking good. Bellingham was active from the beginning. Kyle Walker was very active. Saka, absolutely. That was the positive spark of the first half. And you know, Rice was comfortable. There was a great interception he done at one point. I can't remember who lost the ball, and he just stepped in, and I was like, that's his job. They scored. England scored. And my dad was like, yeah, this could get ugly. And by the way, I was a bit worried because Mitrovic and Vlahovic, that up front is a very good up. That is, if you can get that to your strikers, you're in trouble. Yeah. Anyone. They will trouble anyone. And I said to my dad, and I said, I kid you not, it's either going to go one or two ways after this goal. It's either they go and do an onslaught and they really prove themselves, or you don't see nothing for the rest of the game. And have and behold.
Same stuff that we're just so used to seeing from England. It was like, you got your goal, and then it was like you lot were just walking around the pitch. It was just, it just felt like, come on. Like, you look at the likes of like Germany versus Scotland, and it's like, you man went for it. Like, I'm seeing football right now. It's just like relentless. And then you look at England, and I look at every single like part and every single player that is in this squad, and I'm like, bro, you guys should be able to do damage. Like, you lot should be able to run through this competition. There's a lot of players like that are in the opposing teams where I'm just like, they can't handle you lot. But I just see the tactics are just all wrong. Like, for me, it's like Foden. I don't know what he was doing all game. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what Foden was doing all game. Kane was out there. I don't know. This guy was sniffing air. I don't know what, like, I don't understand what his positioning was. I don't even think Trippier was that good. Everything had to go to the right-hand side. Obviously, so lucky that my boy Saka... So happy that my boy Saka was there, because a lot of play was coming from that right side. That left side was dead. Like, the tactic, everything about it was dead. Clearly nothing was working. There was that crap changes. You brought on Gallagher, you took off Bellingham, you took off Saka, but you kept Foden on, you kept Kane on. Like, bro, I'm looking at the bench and I'm like, this bench is healthy. You've got Watkins there, you've got Eze, you've got Wharton, you've got, bro, it was a nice bench. And I'm like, bro, make changes. Let's see you inject some pace in there, inject some legs in there, inject some different tactics, some drink, something new. And you just kept it the same old crap. It was boring, it was dry. And I swear to you, if Serbia just had that little finesse, it would not have ended in a 1-0 win. It would not.
Yeah, I mean, it nearly didn't.
Wouldn't
have.
I mean,
Vlahovic hit one random shot that was...
A few of them were doing it. Lukic did it, I think, at one point.
And they didn't start Tadic and all these guys. And I was like, when I was like, oh yeah, Tadic is in this team. And I was like, why didn't they? They could have been in serious trouble.
Because when he came on, he was giving problems, and he very nearly much like scored a goal there. But Copes, what was your thoughts?
Similar to you both. I mean, for me, walking away, I was like, fair enough. First things first, I was like, all right, cool. We've got the 3 points, which I thought was the most important bit.
Which it is.
Yeah, to kick things off. I was like, all right, fair play. You've just about got it, but you got the 3 points. After that, similar to yourselves, I was watching and I was like, if there's one thing Southgate you need to prove to everybody, is the fact that you need to know when to make changes at the right time. I think the problem is that fans have got in the back of their minds is we all watched the last Euros at Wembley. It was a home game. And the one thing that killed us was, and again, I suppose the difference in class in like managers was Mancini throughout the course of the 90 minutes, using all your subs, trying to make changes, trying to figure out how to break through England. Meanwhile, you watch Southgate. Again, we saw the likes of Mason Mount sitting on there for 80 plus minutes, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? And you weren't doing anything. So that's the one thing we're all trying to watch. And I think, had we not seen those kind of performances in previous tournaments, we would have gone, all right, we'll probably give you a blase say in this match. But this is why we're trying to watch. So that's why I think there was more eyes on the Serbia game to say, okay, it's not, no disrespect to Serbia, you're not one of the bigger teams in the tournament that we're expecting to go through. So this is sort of a tester to see, okay, what are you guys going to do? Watching it, I was like, I didn't mind the starting 11, if I'm being honest with you. Trent was maybe the only one I sort of looked at and went.
And we really got to get into that because that should not happen again.
Yeah, and I wasn't too convinced on the Trent one, but apart from that, I was like, cool, fine. We scored the goal, and at that point, I was like, all right, similar to yourself, what are we going to do now? Because Serbia then started to get a bit more confidence, particularly in the second half, and it was like, okay, now you need to figure out things to you need to change up. You need to change it. Change things. What's going on? And what was quite frustrating is one thing that we said even leading into the tournament was if you look at every nation, England probably have the best in terms of squad depth. We have the best probably out of every nation. Maybe Germany and France
as well. Germany and France, but other
outside
than that,
you
top
look
three.
We're easily top three. So because of that, it's like, okay, why aren't we showing it? So as you pointed out, I mean, I think I tweeted it as well. I think I was like, similar to I think everyone did at that certain point. So it was like, Foden, okay, you've got him out of position first things first, but he's not playing well.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything really defensively. He's not contributing at least on the defense. He's not. He's just not doing anything. He's just uncomfortable. He's just uncomfortable. So at that point, it's like, okay, take him off. Whether or not you want to just hold on to the 1-0 win, I don't care. But show that at least you're acknowledging some of your best players aren't doing a job out there, and using the squad depth that you have. Because I'm not being funny. You've got and also it's also don't shoehorn players into positions that you don't need to. So for example, you had the likes of Grealish, you left out the squad. Fair enough. But my thing is, you've got Anthony Gordon, who was probably the only competent who naturally plays left winger, game in, game out. You don't start him. Foden's not working, bring him on. Foden's not doing well, you have Eze, who again, he can play on the left. We've seen him do it for Palace. He's someone similar to Grealish. He can pick up that ball, carry it, try and get the little niggle fouls here and there. At least you're doing something. One of the worrying bits for me is, again, leaving on your best players is, I understand the premise if you don't have that same quality on the bench. Now, Kane, one of the best strikers in the world, no questions asked. But the one benefit we have over every other nation is we've got Ollie Watkins, who just got himself a double-double in the Prem.
Insane.
And for those that don't know what double-double is, basketball terms, basically means you've got double digits in 2 categories. So for Watkins this season, he got, over 20 goals and, 11 assists or something like that? So you got someone who's at the moment is on wicked form. And then you got another person in Tony, where I think I was saying it to my brother-in-law. I was like, them Serbian defenders, they're big, they're strong. The whole Serbia team, they're strong. You've got someone like Tony, where we've seen him before do a 20-goal season, but not just that. He can crash. He can crash defenders like the best of them. So I'm thinking Kane is not working here. You've got 2 elite strikers. Like any defender would be like, it's a long day having Kane, Watkins, or Tony as options as far as having to deal with them. So if Kane's not working, bring on another one and give a different option out. Trent, I'm not totally convinced.
Scrap it.
Can I just say something about, and this is why I worried about Southgate, and it funny enough, it's actually worse, because remember I was saying I thought Gallagher was going to be starting due to the role that he plays, and just, he's a bulldog, innit? He runs up and down. You have to show him, he came on. Yeah, and the thing is, Gallagher coming on wasn't actually that bad when he actually came on. So I was like, okay, cool. Problem is, Trent, Foden, Kane, for me, Trent playing in the midfield. Now, I understand they did it for Liverpool, but that was very systematic, so it kind of worked. But at the same time, what you got to understand is Trent plays hero ball. Hero ball, and don't get it twisted, his passing range is second to none. He's got a great passing range, and he can hit a ball, he can cross a ball, take free, he can do it. I understand that. But what you got to understand is you doing that hero ball then takes away from the creatives that are also there. So what Foden can do when he's on form, what Saka does, what Bellingham does, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Now, so for me, tactically, Trent don't quite work in there because, all right, we all know you're right back, but you're not the greatest at defending, so that takes away so Rice is going to have to do a double job, but Rice is comfortable with that, but cool. Then it's like, if you're not pinging and doing hero ball, it's like what have you got for us here? Do you know what I mean? And that's where he's valuable as a right back when he's bombing, and then he can cross, and then but obviously he would need extra cover. But that's where Rice is, so he's probably better there. But then Walker was second to none. So I feel like he's just putting. I feel like Southgate, and I knew this was going to be the issue. He's putting names in there for formalities.
I was going to say that,
and that's what the problem is. There's a lot of pressure on Southgate now because Kane just come off a 50-goal season or whatever he did. Foden was just player of the year. Trent is integral to thingy. Saka's been amazing. Bellingham just went and he's about to go win Ballon d'Or possibly or whatever.
He's just come off a Champions League. Didn't he get Spanish Player of the Year or
something? He got one of those. Do you know what I mean? And then not only that, you got Eze that's been amazing. Cole Palmer's been amazing. You got so many players. Rice has been ridiculous. You know what I mean? There's so many players in that team that have had great seasons. If you cannot figure something out, that looks really, really bad on you. Kane, I'm sorry, it's very difficult. And I know he's going to start, so there's no point in me saying he shouldn't start. But it's like, you got to figure something out for Kane. The only problem with Kane, why I say is even less of a problem, is that sometimes, like, when Bowen came on and crossed the ball, that's where Kane's always going to be good. He's a goal scorer. So sometimes him not being involved in the game, when it's time, he will pop it in the net, innit? Obviously, he didn't score, but it was a great save. But Foden, you have to figure that out. Trent, you got to figure it out. Forget the formalities now. It didn't work. You just about got past Serbia. It's got to change now.
I'll be honest with you. If it was me, I would Trent, you go about on the bench. And I think we had the conversation before when we were discussing Bellingham and Musiala, if Musiala was ever in the team. But I say that to say what I think Bellingham needs to drop deeper, because he can play deeper. Yeah, he can. The reality is that everyone forgets he was playing a bit deeper at Dortmund. It's only like because he's at Real Madrid playing the 10. Everyone's like he's and
he did very well. There was a point where he took the ball from just outside his box and dribbled it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was doing a job. So to me, it's like bring him back deeper, make him an 8, have Foden come into the middle, and then again bring
Gordon or someone.
Gordon as one of these guys that can play that role on the left a lot better, more comfortably. Sorry, shall I say? And and then let's see what happens, because I just don't see like forcing this whole Bellingham 10 thing. I get he's the golden boy. We want to see him, but I think he can still do a quality job as an 8.
And
make him box to box.
With Rice next to you, Bellingham's free.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the thing where I say I agree with you, because I understand Bellingham in the 10, but I don't think that's it where he's personally, for me, that's not my preference. And I believe that, I know the 10 role's kind of free, but if you just let him and then Rice is just there just to lock down. And because Rice reads the game so well. Yeah. So it's like, and Rice doesn't, one thing I love about Rice is that he doesn't force being on the ball. He's just willing to get it out of his feet. He don't care. He's just locking it off, get out of my feet. That's brilliant. If you give someone Bellingham the freedom where he's got the cover and he's just running up, and you might see a bit more, because then he can pick the passes. I don't think it can be Trent, man.
It can't be, because I mean, I was watching him yesterday, and to me, it just seems like he was doing his same defender's job, but he was just in the midfield, and it just felt like there was not a lot of options that came from him. There was a mad interception that he done, and then I think he got the ball through to Walker, and then Walker obviously ran it down, gave it to Saka part back to Walker. That was a good little play, but I felt like that was the peak of everything I saw from Trent. Like this forcing the whole thing, I feel like people just say because they can see that Trent can pick a long pass, that, oh yeah, you know what, he'll be great in midfield. Yeah. And it's like, but that's not all a midfielder is. If you think that a midfielder, all they do is just pass, then I'm sorry, like, what kind of footballing knowledge are you basing this off of? Because there's so much more to a game than just that. And to me, it just felt like he was just out of position. It didn't work. So I'm hoping, because I would assume that you would try out all of these things in the friendlies, and then when you come on the stage now, we start seeing a bit of like you shaping, you shaping up your vision. But it feels like you're still tinkering and tankering there. You're playing there, and again, back to what Prince said in terms of, I feel like you're trying to play the big names, and you're scared of playing certain people over certain people because you feel like it might not look right. And as a manager, I can't you need to put your stamp on it and be like, I can't lie, I'm saying this and this is what it is, and I'm sticking by it. You've decided to leave out Grealish. You've left out quite a few people from the squad. So in that case, it's like you clearly stamping your foot somewhere at some point. But we need to start seeing that in games, because again, nothing was happening with Kane in that first half. Then going into second half, nothing was still happening with Kane. I understand Kane's he's still your gold. I'm not going to say golden boy, because that's a grown ass man. That's your golden man, and he's never going to get drops from starting.
Understandably.
But let's see some range. Like, it's not really happening for Kane. Let's see what Watkins can do then. Let's see what Tony can do then. Because like you said, like there's some big guys, and Kane was just like wanted to be on the floor getting mopped.
Southgate is in a very privileged position.
Yeah.
Very, very privileged. Again, not many teams can sit there and say we've got a Harry Kane who can score 30 plus goals, and then sitting on the bench is another two players that can score you 20 plus goals.
Yes.
Like he has that is a luxury which you need to start using. And as far as I'm concerned, everyone talks about the harmony within the England team, that, you know, they're all coming together, teamwork and all that good stuff. Well, in that case, Kane, you're not playing that well. Get off the pitch and let one of these two see if they can sit there and change the game somehow. Because it's not as if like all of a sudden, oh no, Kane comes off. Oh, who's going to be there to bury that goal? Well, Watkins scored 20
and
plus.
that's the thing. That's not the worry. Like, it's actually not. It's not the worry anymore. Like, and it's like, even there was a point, like, even when Kane was coming up through the ranks and it was like, all right, well, Rooney was there. You know what I mean? You always have these goal scorers that were there. You've got options.
Yo guys, you've reached halftime here at Keep It 90. If you like what you hear or see, make sure you give us a follow on all platforms. And also make sure you comment as well. Would love to hear what you lot think.
Use them.
And again, I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't watch the post conference, post press conference, because I thought to myself, let me just keep my opinions to myself. But he needs to explain that Foden, why he kept Foden on for as long as he did, because... And, you know, no offense to Foden, but I don't think I've ever really seen him even in the last tournament, he's ever played quality for England. So to always keep him on for as long as he does, it's a bit like, why?
He hasn't got Papa Pep holding his hand, innit? So.
It's just... But I mean, one thing I'll give credit where credit's due. He's playing the left, and we've seen him even this season. Put him somewhere in the middle, the guy will blossom. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but the reality is, you need to play...
There's space for you right there, right now.
But there is. If Southgate gets rid of Trent, and then do what you actually meant to do, you've got...
So you would put Foden in the space of
Trent?
In the space of Bellingham. So I'd go, Rice, Bellingham, and then I have Foden just in front of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have 6, 8, and the 10 right there. So you have Foden be the one that's sort of playing into like Kane and all them boys.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I really wanted to see Eze, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Eze. I was screaming for Eze, man.
I really wanted to see Eze. And you know what? Mainu could have come on a bit earlier as well, you know. I think that might have just brought a little bit of a difference in the midfield.
I'll tell you what I was a bit worried about, though. When I saw Trippier go down, I thought...
who's going there?
Shaw hasn't played since February, and he was on the bench, but we all know I think he's not really meant to be fit until the second game.
He's not,
and that's an if. You got Gomez, who can't really play the left back.
No.
And I'm thinking
he would have done a job though. I like Gomez. One thing about him, he will always give his full on effort.
He would, but I still watched it.
But it's about being comfortable.
I still watched it, and I thought to myself, if you didn't trust Chilwell, I'm sorry, but again, maybe it was one too many players from Palace, but Mitchell should have been on that plane as well. That's the only thing I looked at. Like, you don't have a natural left back. So that's my only sort of worry about that back line. Gahey and Stones, I thought they were comfy. I thought they were fine. And to be honest, I expected it, because Stones, we know what we're getting from him, and I think Gahey has shown with Anderson the last few years that they're actually pretty good. I mean, to be honest with you, boys probably wish you hadn't sold Gahey, if I'm honest.
There was, and actually, you know what? That's what I was speaking about, Rice's interception as well, because I think the ball was loose and Gahey kind of ran on, and then he couldn't get there in time in the ball, and then Rice just stepped in, boom, and it's like, you need that, and he's there to do the Maguire job. Let's be honest, like that's what he's there for. The positive, forward thinking centre back, trying to go forward, and I think the back line, even though I think is a bit. Like, depth-wise, it's not as strong. It can work if they stay fit.
Oh, easily. Easily. Like I said, the only thing for me was that left back row. That's the only thing I'm like, if Trippier goes down. But again, Shaw could surprise me. He can come back game 2 and, you know.
And for England,
hit the ground running,
And then we got France playing today as well, right?
Yeah. So what's you guys' predictions? So we got Austria versus France. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's gonna be a steamroll.
You think a steamroll?
It's a steamroll.
I think 3-0.
It might even be worse.
You think worse?
You know why?
Why do I think it ain't gonna be?
Do you know why? Do you know why I know? Because the guy, he's back, man, and I hope he starts. N'Golo Kante is making his return, and I just love that guy.
Like, what's the
pensioner?
I wasn't expecting you to say. You think that's gonna be?
Listen, I'm just so excited to see Kante. That is my guy, man. He's literally just the best. Like, I just love that guy, and I just feel like a lot of people have just forgot, because he's gone Saudi. A lot of people forgot, and I feel like he's gonna remind everyone, yo, I am still him, and he's gonna just lock up. But then obviously, like, come on, Mbappe. Their team is ridiculous. That team is actually ridiculous, and I feel like Mbappe, after what happened in the World Cup, you know what I mean, getting a hat-trick in the World Cup and still not being able to... He's got a story to tell.
Rumours Saliba might start. with Upamecano.
Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm like, you better play my boy.
Yeah, which I was a bit surprised at because
didn't we turn around and say that we didn't want him to play because of?
I'm happy if he doesn't play. Listen, if you don't want to
play
him, don't play him. But
no, I don't want him. I don't want him to.
I mean, 100% he should. But for some reason,
I
he
think
needs
that
rest, man.
no,
Precious.
Yeah, I know, and I get it, but you know what it is when it comes down to Saliba and but not just that, like the season that Saliba's had the last two, because obviously he got injured, but before that he was ridiculous. Then he's gone a whole season and everyone was like, all right, what can you do? Well, yeah, he could do it. It's like, all right, now you got to go country, and this is gonna start cementing him in that role as the next generation of centre backs. Better than Upamecano. Let's be honest.
Well, this is it. But this is why it's been there's been a question mark in general with the French team, because for a while we've seen it's Upamecano and what's his name, Konate. And for a while it's been like, are we watching the same Upamecano for Bayern who horrendous?
That's what I mean.
Game in, game out.
And I heard a rumor. And by the way, Todd, I heard a rumor, bro. And you know the rumor I heard, and I know you know I know. So please don't get him. But I heard Chelsea got some kind of interest.
You boys already just nicked what's his name from Newcastle. Yeah. You lot are scummy. Scummy, by the way.
We took what's his name?
The centre back from Fulham.
I can't pronounce.
Tossing. I can't remember his.
He's a young.
He's a quality centre back. But the rumor was him and Kelly were going to be going to Newcastle on a free. And all of a sudden, Chelsea just come out of nowhere. Couldn't believe it.
But France later on, and I think they're gonna do a Germany.
Yeah. Like, score predictions. What's your thoughts?
I'm going 4 minimum. They're gonna pop 4. Yeah, because I feel like once they score 1, floodgates, and they've got. Whereas Germany's got people that can score, France got killers up there. They will really, and Mbappe, I'm telling you, he's going to come with a vengeance.
Thuram's been on form as well for Inter. They won the title this season.
They got ballers, man.
Giroud still in the squad?
I'm sensing a 2.
You think 2?
Yeah.
I think 3. I might go 3. I just think he's got too much attacking quality.
I hear it, but I don't know. So I feel like sometimes I like to lowball it.
Kamavinga, Tuchemeni.
First game.
Yeah, I forgot about them boys.
Oh my gosh.
Teo Hernandez on the left.
Bukola, all of these.
Bukola,
Come on, and he's got something that he's gonna want to show the world as well. So it's like,
Mwani, did Mwani make it into the team?
I think he might have done, you know.
So they got some.
They got something cooking, man. I'm excited to watch France. So and that's it for the games, isn't it? What else
we have today? We have Belgium versus Slovakia.
Yeah, Slovakia winning right now. I've just literally put my eye. I've just seen the
Slovaks.
Yeah, apparently beating Belgium right now.
Hey. Yeah, but you know what?
Who's that front?
You know what it is. Like
Doku,
we've always said.
De Bruyne, Trossard, Lukaku. Come on, man. The man then will pull out something, man.
Yeah, but you know when you don't have Hazard in that team, there's a lot of changes.
Anyway, so
that guy's doing up.
Hazard, I'm always gonna back Hazard.
Soccer these days.
That was crazy. And that pitch was like, why did the pitch look like that? I'm not gonna lie, Chelsea, come on, fix up, man. That was poor. To have the pitch like that was bad, man.
Should have wore the pitch a bit.
What? The pitch was terrible. It looked like it come from like the 1980s. They ain't changed it since. That looked bad, man.
Didn't spray some green on it.
No, man, that was crazy.
If they paid you 10k to go there and cater to the grass, are you doing it?
100%. 10k, I'm doing it anyway. I mean, that
for a whole season, 10k flat out. Every single time there's a game, you've got to go there and tend to the grass.
Do I get to watch the games for free?
No, you're tending to the grass.
But after
you might peek your head over, but you better start getting ready to start doing the grass. 10k. 10k. You're not gonna go rewatch the games afterwards.
10k for the whole
10k for the whole season.
That's insane. I might as well just work. If it was 10k a game.
I'm with you.
Bowling probably has the money for you.
Trust me.
Alright, that's pretty much it for the Euros. Moving on. So, I guess seeing as we're kind of on the topic of England versus Serbia, a lot of people online will talk about this WAG culture. This new WAG culture, I'm guessing. Because they've seen Talami celebrating her Mayan Saka. And she was wearing her little 87
jacket. I like that. That was a nice touch.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But obviously, I feel like that WAG culture really like stemmed from like, you know, David Beckham, Victoria Beckham type of days and stuff like that. But I feel like in ways it's kind of like died out a little bit more, but now we're seeing a bit more of like a trend. But like, what's you lot's thoughts on like WAG culture? As like, I don't know, I feel like with females, they take it on, they're like, yes, queen. But like, I guess with the guys, it's a bit different. Like, what? How's that culture for you lot?
I never really tuned into it though in the first place. Like for me, I never tuned into it, but I think as an overall, I think the reason why the WAG culture probably died out a bit is because a lot of the scandals then started to come out, didn't it?
Oh
Like
my gosh,
you know what I mean? I don't really look in, but I know there was like a load of scandals that ended up coming and friends that ain't friends and this and that. And, you know what I mean? All kind of jargon, which kind of then probably put everyone off from being a WAG, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It seems like it's about everyone's showing off their girlfriends. I mean, every time somebody wins something or someone's, you always see that their girlfriend's in attendance, and I think obviously as an overall, it's beautiful when you get to see a bit more of the footballer's life in terms of. But just don't go into it too much.
I've not been much of have much of an interest in WAG culture. I'm honest with you. It's sort of like a side thing, I think.
Yeah, I just see Victoria Beckham in my mind and stuff like that. But she kind of, but the thing is for her, like Victoria Beckham took the scene and then went. Like, she just became her own entity.
And to be fair, even when you look at Victoria Beckham, I can't believe we're talking about WAGs right now, if I'm honest with you.
This is when you know the season's done now. We talk about everything.
Colleen Rooney and all those lot. They were popularised because their men were like some of the biggest names in world football.
Yes.
Whereas I don't know, I just don't feel like we sort of have that these days. Like I couldn't really tell you a lot of even some of the top players' wives and girlfriends. It's just something that maybe it's also social media is maybe there's just too many of them these days.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think in back in the day, like so when it was like the Ashley Coles, the Rooneys, and you know what I mean, it would be Ashley Cole, Rooney, you know, David Beckham at a time, and blah blah blah. That's when, because they were the superstars of the team, and everyone else was like, you know, even though everyone else was great, you know what I mean, they had Joe Coles and all these guys that were great footballers, but they never had the superstar name. I think there's a lot of superstars now, so it's become so normalized in terms of it. I mean, even if like we spoke about the England team, talk about the France team, there's just superstars, like top tier superstars everywhere. Across all positions, it's like, it kind of normalizes out now. Oh, you're a superstar's girlfriend. Oh, he's also a superstar, and that's a girlfriend. Normals out now.
It's kind of changed a little bit more. I feel like even back then they had like, you know, the TV shows.
They had their own TV show, innit?
And stuff like that. It was like, but now I guess it's more new age stuff. So it's like Instagram. So you'll see these big pages like, oh, you know, these players and their, you know, their wives and stuff like that. They go abroad and then they have their little family vacations and stuff like that. So you still see it. I guess it's like, I feel like it's almost starting to come back because I feel like, I guess with that Victoria Beckham era, it kind of left with her and then it was a bit quiet. But now it's coming back again and we're seeing more of like people's like personal lives. And
Thiago Silva's wife was Bella. She
was involved.
She was involved and she got massive love from the Chelsea fans. And she would, right throughout the season, she would be sitting with them and that, like they love her. And then, but then it's kind of crazy because you don't really see it with like Messi and Ronaldo, especially through their, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what I mean. So because they never carried it on. It just wasn't an interest. I think it was mainly an England thing though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the only other one I can remember, not in England, Shakira with PK, but then Shakira, isn't she?
Yeah, she was her own, again,
so
she's her own entity, so but I never really got into the WAG thing.
Yeah, man. It's a little culture thing here and there. Cool. Well, we're going to loop it back because Copes touched on this earlier on.
Okay. The thing is, I don't.
No, why are you not getting scared though?
No, but you know what it is? I was thinking, but then I was like, but it's Arsenal. She ain't gonna attack you, so it's all good.
I could never attack Coach, man. Come on. But yeah, I mean, on the topic of Arsenal, obviously Fabrizio has let us all know, as he likes to do. Arsenal's not getting Sesko, so I wanted to find out from you, Copes, how you feel about that, because for me, I've tuned out like of so much transfer news because I just feel like everyone just comes with crap. People don't even know what they're talking about. People recycle the same transfer news from like, you know, many windows ago, and then they try to loop it in and make it seem like they know what they're talking about. So I'm just over it. However, Sesko, I know that was something that was very much hot.
Yeah, concrete. Yeah,
and I felt like something was going to happen there, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, he's staying at Leipzig. So what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, in terms of Sesko, a bit annoyed because the more the more the rumours started to seem a bit more concrete and Arsenal were the front runners, the more I thought actually this is someone that, again, especially in this market for the price, I thought could be a steal.
Yeah.
Because in today's market, what was it, about 50 million again? Mm-hmm. Get him. Again, might not necessarily start, but again, for the quality that he had, 6'5", good in the air, quick, and finish. I was like, you know what, we can mould this guy into that finished article that we need. And also, because he's so young as well, this would have been 50 million you pay in now, we'd have had him years to come. Years to come.
Price going up.
Yeah, so it was a bit annoying where it's like, he wants to stay at RB. And to be honest with you, not to say that I'm being a hater, but I was like, come on, bro, you want to stay at RB Leipzig? Considering also the first half of the season, they didn't even want to start you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for all of a sudden, you score, 10 goals and 11 at the end of the season. Now all of a sudden you're I want to stay there. And I thought maybe our project might just look a bit more appealing to him, because it's like, look, we're on the cusp of winning the Premier League title here. Mm-hmm. Reality is, RB Leipzig, they're a good team in Germany, but they're not going to win. You're not going to win. If anything, I think Bayern are going to come back more hungry than ever
and win it. Yeah,
and win it again. So I was just shocked.
Don't you see it as a thing of, because, like you said, it was a second half of the season kind of thing where Sesko really started to pick up. You know, if I was an Arsenal fan, even though I'd be kind of frustrated, because I feel like that was a bit of an answer for you lot up front to Jesus and stuff, but it's like, as an Arsenal fan, like if I was really like an Arsenal fan, I would be like, you know what, take another season. Let me see if you could do it the whole season, because that's what you lot need anyway. You don't need someone to pick up halfway through. You lot can't, because you lot, like you said, you're on the cusp of actually winning the whole thing. It's like, that's a lot of pressure. Let's see if you could do a whole season at Leipzig. Let's see what you could do, and then if you can, I'm sure you lot won't have trouble getting them.
You know what it is? Why I wouldn't be mad at him if he had come this year, because you say there's pressure, but I think one thing we've shown the last 2 years is we don't need a striker to be scoring flat out goals.
All the goals.
Yeah, like even if you look this season, we scored a hell of a lot of goals, and it didn't
from everywhere.
Exactly, and it didn't just come from one man. So. And if in my dream scenario, it would have been you keep Havertz starting because that was working.
Okay,
and you ease Sesko into it.
Okay, that's how you would have done it.
Yeah, you would have eased Sesko into it, because there doesn't need to be this immediate pressure. You've got to score 30 plus goals. It's like we've already got a £65 million man there anyway. Yeah. And to be honest with you, he was showing he could score goals. I mean, look, he just scored again, goal and assist for Germany just the other day. So he's on form. But Sesko, I just thought was a nice project where in today's market, you paid a 50 million. He's 21, 22. You go to him, you will be in rotation. We're not talking, respects to Eddie, but we're not talking you're on the bench and you're never going to come off the bench. We're talking you're coming on to have meaningful minutes. If anything, compete with Havertz, so that if anything, you might kick him out of that spot and then
see, you lot fight it
and
out,
see how it goes from there. So that's what I would have done with him. Whereas again, it'll be interesting to see with RB Leipzig. I'm sure they'll start him now because the world's looking at him now. But again, they didn't have interest in you like that.
You lot didn't care, bro.
And what do you think this means for Eddie though? Like, obviously, you lot.
It's time to go, my brother, man. Yeah, listen, I've always been someone who's like, as much as sometimes I get frustrated because I'm just like, Eddie, I need you to do this for me. Like, I like Eddie, and when he does his job, he does his job. But I just genuinely feel like at this moment in time, you're not going to get the minutes that you want. And when you look at the rotation of like who we have up front, like again, we have Havertz, but then who can play in his position? You've got Jesus, you've got Trossard, and you look at the wings, you've got Martinelli, you've got Saka. Like,
because Trossard got spots over. Some picks over
100%.
I remember that. Trossard went up front
was doing some ish. Yeah. Like, do you get it? Like, and like I said, Jesus, I don't see Jesus leaving, and this is all the pecking order is going to be. Not right now. No, I think he's got 2 years left on his contract, and I personally, I love Jesus. Yeah. I just feel like that injury kind of set him back a little bit, but I feel like the more he trains, the more he gets back to. I feel like we can use him in a lot of games. He's been very paramount. He's a very good player, but in Nketiah, for me, I just think that he's probably gonna do a better job maybe at Palace. Go to Palace maybe. I can still support him there because like Palace is like that's like the with
Mateta in it. I was gonna say I love that idea of Nketiah going to Palace, but Mateta found some form and it's
but rotation, man.
But rotation,
just jump in there and do your thing. But I don't want to see him just like sitting on the bench and just chilling there, because I don't see the situation changing. I feel like I don't feel like Arteta really trusts him enough to really have him as like maybe a backup player right now. And it's the same with Nelson as well. Like, I genuinely love Nelson, and I find him so like appealing to watch sometimes. But really and truly, I don't see him getting minutes either. You know, obviously we gave him a contract, but that's obviously to boost his, you know, his market value in it. Like, we want to make sure his market value stays up. But then it's hard to show people like, yo, this is Reece Nelson, because he doesn't really play enough. But then we need to go out and get a backup for Saka if we're going to do that with Nelson, because we're going to need someone as competent as Saka, which obviously is hard because Saka's one of a kind.
That's tough. But
even if it's find something.
Even if it was like 2 to 3 notches under,
then I'll be happy with
competent
that.
enough.
But it seems like Arteta doesn't see Nelson in that way. So
and
we
don't see a lot.
There's not a lot that
Arteta sees. So I get it.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of moves in the club that I guess we have to look forward to, and we have to see some sales before we start seeing some incoming. But for the fact that we're even looking at Sesko, that is a big flag to Nketiah. And them, man, just clearly you're never gonna be.
If I'm honest though, I think someone like Eddie, he's probably expected it for a while. And the only reason why I say that, I remember watching an interview with him, because he doesn't do too many, but I remember watching one with him, and he was talking about how a few years back he was in Germany at Augsburg, I think it was. He was there, saw his name on this number 9 shirt. He was ready to sign the papers, and it was Arteta that called him, said, "We're cancelling the deal. You're coming back. We're going to give you these minutes." So
is that when he came back and got the 14?
Yeah. Well, that's when he scored. That's when he had that second half of the season run.
When he went crazy.
Goals.
I remember that.
So it's one of those things where I feel a bit sorry for him, because he was ready. He was ready to be doing his ball in Germany, and it was Arteta that actually brought him back. So for Arteta to bring him back and then not be playing him the way he is,
it's a bit,
it's a bit sticky for him. But I feel like part of his mind, it must have been like, you know what, I
should have gone.
Yeah. Well, I should have fought for a bit harder. But again, the club cancelled it. If the club cancels it, the club cancels it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And then Nelson, I mean, to be honest with you, I've never really seen much from Nelson. I know he had a little bit of a stint in Germany, but he's never really played much after that.
I think one thing that saved Nelson and gave him another contract was the goal, innit? And not last season.
Bournemouth.
The equaliser. Was it the equaliser?
No, it was the winner.
Or was it the winner? Yeah, that I remember, because I remember the stadium went absolutely insane, and that put him back on the map, and then he's kind of faded off again. So yeah, he would definitely need a move, in my opinion. But
and I think this also kind of, I guess, loops into. I'm seeing a lot of like conversation about our academy, and I guess like the product of our academy and kind of where we go from there. And obviously with us losing Amari Hutchinson to you guys, and then I'm hearing that what's his name, Chido.
He's going Bayern Munich. Was he not the one that scored like
15
mad goals? Yeah,
he scored like 15 goals in one game. No,
Bayern Munich, and you know what it is. You see, Bayern Munich, they don't just take anyone's youngers like that, you know. So from when they must see something, he must 100%. Really be something.
And I think
when I saw he scored like 10 goals in a game, what was it? It was 9 goals or something like that in one game. Yeah, and I was like, what? Who's this kid?
It's like I'm seeing I'm seeing greatness, and obviously like I think one thing that a lot of these. What we're seeing now is a surge of so many young players that are really coming into teams, like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. We've got a 16-year-old playing in the Euros. Like there's so many young kids that are wanting to hit the ground running, and right now, especially in the title race, like a lot of, I guess it's difficult to try and play certain players in a title race. It's like I can't sit there and get a 15-year-old to come jump on a pitch. But in some games,
it's becoming more normal now, though.
It is becoming more
like
normal.
Football's getting younger. Like if you actually look at it, it is getting younger. I mean, Mbappe's meant to be like the king of the sport right now, technically, and it's like he's only 23.
Yeah, but I
got a World Cup.
I also do feel like the younger kids are asking for more than maybe you should be expecting at some of these ages. Because the reality is, okay, you go to Bayern now at 16 or however old he is, he's not starting for Bayern Munich. These times you got people like Matthias Tell. They just brought in a young Swedish meant to be the next Ibrahimovic. His name is Jonah Su. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But my point is, you've already got these young players, even there, who aren't starting. So you're not going. It's like Hutchinson. You know, shout out to Amari, but obviously he went to Chelsea thinking he was going to play,
and it's like
and you've just been. There's no room for you here because there's just.
Unless there's room for him if he really wants to play on that left, though. I know he's predominantly on the right, but if he wants to go on that left, there's room because, I mean, Sterling and Mudryk, bro, call it a day.
Hey, bro, your boys in the Euros right now.
Yeah, and
I'll watch the highlights when I get home to see how he plays.
I've seen tweets from both Chelsea, Arsenal, and just regular football.
Oh, he's been bad.
It's
bad
just
today.
bad. So, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's tough. It's tough that, especially for that right wing of Chelsea.
The what?
The right wing of Chelsea. I mean, we're just a right wing side, and everything's just down the right side. So, yeah.
Man, get Mudryk in there and
Madueke
to cook.
But
I love Madueke. I like Madueke, but
and you know what? And I'm gonna go into this. I'll go into this with because as we're talking about transfer rumors, Elise. Obviously, it's looking like there's a verbal agreement between the two clubs, and then there's a verbal agreement between club and player, and then Chelsea's now in contact with Crystal Palace in terms of getting Elise over the line.
I'll block that.
Obviously, we was around the corner from it last season, and then the anomaly happened, and we didn't quite get him. And then this season, it looks like it is about. I would say it's on. I don't know. It's about halfway, maybe 60% to getting done. There's a bit more to go, but. It's like, just like you said, you love Madueke, and it's like, wow, I don't know what Chelsea's gonna do because what people we still got like Angelo and these guys that are actually right wingers.
Oh yeah,
and then,
Brazilian.
Do you know what I mean? That we've got a lot of right wingers. Cole Palmer technically really loves to play, but the only thing is with Cole Palmer, he has a free roam, so I think wherever we put him, he's just gonna do what he does. Yeah. But it's like. With Madueke, and he just started to get his starts towards the end of the season. Pochettino started to figure some stuff out. It's like, wow, we're bringing in Elise, and I'm not going to lie, for me, Elise sits Madueke down 10 times over. I mean, when it comes down to it, if we had Elise in a team, I'm not going to lie, like, everyone knows I love Cole Palmer, but it's like, he's just as good. That kid is ridiculous. So... I don't know what we're gonna do with that situation with the right wingers. I'll be real, but let's
see what Palace do because apparently you guys can't get him on the release. Apparently the release clause is only there for, I think it was if you made it to the Champions League. So you lot having to work a deal where Palace might want a bit more from you boys.
And they'll pay it as well.
Chelsea will. Knowing our owners.
Palace are like, do you know what? Come. Let's take some money so we can invest.
And I hope because Palace is my local as well, I really hope they do invest correctly because I believe after this tournament, Eze is not going to be there as well. I believe Eze is going to have a great Euros and he's gonna push him hopefully not to Tottenham.
Yeah, I was about to say, fingers crossed not that.
Not there because I just really don't want them to get better. I don't care how it sounds, forget Tottenham. But it's just like, you know what I mean? Even if he goes Liverpool, that's scary. You could go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? So, that's one of the rumours. I've just seen... as well. So remember there was we've got William Estavio, he's
the Brazilian.
That's all, the young Brazilian. He's meant to be like one of the wonder kids of the world. That's all good now. Chelsea's pretty much got him over the line. But the funniest thing is here, so the young right back, that was
I saw that.
I can't remember his name. We've actually been stolen. We've had a taste of our own medicine, and Wolves have actually taken him, and they've been.
Wait! The one that you were going to steal from Real Madrid by him?
Yeah.
He's gone to wear Wolves.
He's going Wolves still. So,
no way.
So about 40 minutes ago, Wolves have hijacked and signed Pedro Lima, and despite it being agreed with Chelsea from last week, and they are going to announce it as of this week. So it's all confirmed. He's actually going to Wolves.
That is mad.
That's a bit of a mad move, a bit of a taste of our own medicine.
And Wolves have hijacked you boys.
Yeah, Wolves. You know what I mean. So big up Wolves. The thing is with him, I know he's a very good. He's meant to be a very very good. So it's going to be interesting, and for Wolves, like. The reason why I'm not upset, obviously, our right-back situation is not the worst in the world anymore. We got Reece James and Gusto. But, I mean, I was just worried that if we sign him, I mean, why are we signing everyone on the right side for one? Because now, if it's not right wingers, it's right backs. Like, it don't make sense. But it's like, I felt like, because he was meant to be this talent, including the fact to talk about right wingers, Paez and William. Right, because Paez is, apparently, I saw him play.
Does he come next year? Is he with you guys?
No, he comes this year, I think halfway through, just something. But it's like this Paez is meant to be the future, and I've seen him play, and I'm like, oh, you are something special.
He's
and
a FM for all us football manager guys.
Yeah, the football manager guys.
He balls out there.
All the football manager
guys.
They've been saying that he's the truth, and I've seen him play here and there, and even like Cuadrado and even down to our boy Caicedo as well. Like they talk very highly of him, and there was a nice touch. They faced Argentina in a friendly not long ago, and actually after the game, him and Messi exchanged shirts, and Messi don't exchange shirts with anyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's, you know what I mean. But that's another right winger. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit strange.
Where's
so
he from?
He's from Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it's gonna be a very interesting one. But I was happy to see him go to Wolves, just because I feel like he'll play there. So he actually get time to develop. We can actually see how good because he's got massive rumours around him.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting there. So yeah, I mean, that's a couple of the rumours for Chelsea. I don't know what we're gonna do because the Lukaku situation and then apparently Sterling don't want to go anywhere, even though West Ham has interest in him.
Come on,
he's not going to do that.
Man. At this point, retire, my
I was just chilling at Chelsea on that contract. Are you mad?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. And
make me move.
I don't know, man. And then Madueke, I'm a bit worried for what's going to happen. He had a great interview the other day, behind the scenes interview, and he was talking about the season, and he said, look, personally, he feel like he had his ups, his downs, but he really enjoyed it. And even his penalty against Palace, I was actually there at that game, and do you know what I mean? He took the pressure on and stuff like that, and he spoke about how much he's really loving the club and stuff like that. So
that's good, man.
But it's a shame if Elise does come in, he does sit down. But at the same time,
we got to fight for it, fight for positions. I think that's what we need sometimes.
I think to have that, them two, I'm not going to lie, if we have Reece James and Gusto and Madueke and Elise competing on that side,
for it.
That's ridiculous.
Show who wants it more, then you get results. So it's like, it's good. You can't just have one good person in a position and maybe another alright, but no, have two good people. They both want to fight for their role. If you love the club, like you say you love the club, show us how much you love the club. Bring Elise. I would love to see you show you love this club too. Like, you might go toe to toe, man. That's what it's all about. But I'm happy because our club's moving in silence, and I like that. There's no leaky furniture
for me,
in the place.
It's a bit worrying though.
I
don't
like
that,
it because we had too much leaks. We got rid of the leaks now, and it's like, let's do our business in silence, because the last time we spoke, certain people wanted to hijack Mudryk, all you like. I ain't going to debate about that now. But you lot was hijacking, and people eyes are on us, especially now more than anything, because we're getting there. Obviously our targets are going to get looked at a lot more. So I'm happy that we're moving in silence now. But we haven't got too long to go. Quickly though, I don't know if you guys have seen Ronaldinho's comments.
Oh yeah.
About the Brazilian team, and then he took it back.
And then he doubled back.
Hours afterwards, he was like, "Nah, I didn't say that.
Done it for reaction.
I was just saying that I done it for reactions, but I was also talking about like the fans' comments on what they think about the Brazilian team." Thoughts, guys, please, because I'm confused.
Ronaldinho is too high profile to have made that comment to begin with. You're like the face of Brazil. So it's almost like a slap in the face of like Vinny, Rodrigo, all these guys that I'm sure look up to you to be like, basically.
But he ain't lied. I don't think he lied though. At the same time.
100% he didn't. I mean, I remember when I saw the team being announced, I was like, this isn't the team of old that strikes fear in our butt.
That's what I was gonna say, because I remember always, and we've always said, because the same thing with Germany, Spain, etc., etc. It's not the same fear. It's not. And when I was talking to my bedrooms about this the other day, because we was looking at all the lineups for Euros, and it was like, my friend Mo, he said, like, when I look at these teams, it's not the same. And I said, we really witnessed the golden era of football. We've got to remember that.
Yeah.
So
but what we're supposed to do?
So we saw the golden era of football, and it's like, it's tough. There's nothing they can do. So
I was gonna say, what we're supposed to do about that? We're supposed to bring back every Brazilian and then make them young again, and then bring back that.
I wish we could. I'd love to see certain hybrid teams.
At the end of the day, football moves on. Like life moves on. Football does move on, and I understand that you want that kind of level of like that certain type of football, that Brazilian favela ball. Like, I know you want that, but it's like when time moves on, it's like, what do you expect him to do?
But it's just, you're just too like, what he said was factual, but as you said, it's just the wrong messenger. You are the face of Brazil football. You are Jogo Bonito. You are still Mr. You can come to London and you're getting mobbed. Like, you are someone where you're meant to be the the face of Brazil until the day you die, and to sort of slap the face, slap in the face of all them youngsters. It's just like, come on,
you know what it is. I think he's had enough though. You know what it is. Sometimes when people look at, and it's the same thing that I've been seeing with some of the old Chelsea legends. They talk about Chelsea now and they say, I don't recognise my team. Yeah. It's a similar kind of thing. Brazil was the juggernauts of the world. Yeah. And he's probably just wants them to be, it probably didn't come from a bad place. I'm a Ronaldinho fan. I'm always backing him. But it's like, you know what I'm saying?
High profile to like,
it can't come from you.
But you know what it is? But if it comes from someone else, are you going to listen? This is where it gets a bit...
What they're supposed to do, like take it on board and then do what?
Because you know what it is? They still get... Because respectfully, they still get the same hype though. That's where probably the frustration comes in. They still get that
yes
same
and no
hype.
Though. Yes and no. I mean, even this Copa America again, I saw the team. I was like, okay, well,
but certain players,
if I can catch one of them matches to watch the highlights, I'll do that. I'm not going to be up at 2 in the morning.
But back in the day, you would stay up.
Oh yeah, listen.
Any time to watch the prime Brazil team.
Listen, we were there with the Roberto Carlos,
Cafu,
Adriano,
Rivaldo. Are you crazy?
Kaká, you know, everyone.
You would.
But, you know.
What can you say, man? He doubled back anyway.
Of course he did.
Because he knew that backlash was slapping him in the back of the neck. Like,
but you know what it is?
I think came out and said that he was asking Vinny for tickets, and then now all of a sudden you've come out with this comment. So it's like, did you not get the tickets and now you're mad? Or like,
yeah, but these lot better put some respect on Ronaldinho's name. Like, trust me.
No, it's there, but I think that's why the backlash is so strong, because it has come from Ronaldinho.
Yeah, definitely. We got some sweepstakes to do.
Oh yeah,
get involved in some sweepstakes.
So let's round it off on some.
All right,
cool.
cool.
Listen, I didn't know what a sweepstake was until. No. Like, you know, I know sweepstakes because it's like you win prizes or whatever, but I didn't know that we was going to be doing this. So for those who are like me and don't know what a sweepstake is. So Copes is going to run a generator, like a randomizer. We're all going to get a team.
Yep.
And whoever's team gets the furthest in the Euros is going to receive a £1,000 prize from Steph. Steph is our manager, guys. So she's going to give us £1,000. So,
Oh, she didn't tell you?
She didn't tell you.
Hey, give me 2 teams. What?
Yeah. She's dropping 1,000. So big up Steph. Big up Steph.
Shout out Steph.
But yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, cool. So let's just quickly do it. Let's see what we get.
Oh, losers have to do a forfeit on camera, by the way.
Chai.
Yeah, we ain't thought about that yet. But if you guys have any forfeits that you think that someone should do, put it in the comments, because I need to know how messed up you all are.
I mean...
And if you ever try to tell me you wear an Arsenal shirt, I promise you will never see me on this show. That'll be it.
I mean, guys, we can... Do you want to know the teams, or do you want me to redo it?
Why? Is it all terrible?
No, you have to do it.
All
First
right.
hit.
All right. First one that's popped up is Prince. Turkey.
That's not...
Big up yourself.
Leave me alone, man.
Anita. Romania.
Ooh.
Shout out to Bonks. He's probably got the... Actually, no, he's got one of the best ones here. He's got Spain.
Oh, he's so lucky.
Steph got Denmark. I've got Slovenia. Nothing happening there. Jem's got Hungary. She's got the Netherlands.
That's not
and
bad.
Sam got Poland.
Damn. All right, cool. That's calm. I'll take Turkey still. I ain't finishing last. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
All right, cool. Guys, thank you for tuning into another episode here with us 3. We did work, man. Come on, guys. You're missing a few. Big up Sam. Big up Anita.
Yes, every time.
But yeah, again, thank you Spotify for allowing us to film in this amazing studio. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
Love.
Yo, what's going on, peeps? Copes here with Keep It 90. If you enjoyed what you just saw, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube and keep up to date with us on all social platforms.